ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you for today's session. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 9th canto, chapter number 19 from 14 sloka onwards. In yesterday's class we discussed till sloka number 13. So there was a story narration was done by Ayati to his wife Devayani. There we are hearing he goat and she goat in this whole world. All the relationships are centered around he goat and she goat. That means material attraction between male and female, man and woman. This is the basic principle. So we see in this material world. So around this, man being inflected by this attraction and also similarly woman. So they work for the family. And like this, there is an entanglement with this family and which is very hard to live. And but Ayati was expressing all of his feelings through this story, and he is saying that this attraction is is unlimited actually. That means this is keep on continuing and he wants to come out from that. So he is telling everything through the story. And he is saying in the 13th sloka, a person who is lusty cannot satisfy his mind even if he has enough of everything in this world, including rice, barley, and other food grains, gold, animals, and women. Nothing can satisfy him. So, Kamayesha Krodayesha Rajoguna Samudbhava Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyena Mihavairinam. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna explains this Kama and Krodha. These are all coming from mode of passion. Mahashano Mahapapma. That means these two Mahashanaha. That means even if you Like example is given here. Mahashanaha means the fire in the Yajna. If you keep on putting ghee, what will happen? The fire keep on increasing. So it will never ends. The same way, the desires are like a fire in that Yajna. So even if you put the sense objects in the desire keep on increasing. It will never end. So similarly, so here, same way Yayati is also saying, a person who is lusty cannot satisfy his mind, even if he has enough of everything in this world. That means all the wealth in this earth planet is given, not only that, in the whole universe, still he will not be satisfied. Purport? We'll go to the next sloka, 14th sloka. न जातु काम कामानाम् उपभोगेन शम्यति अविशा कृष्णवर्त्मेव भूय एवाभिवर्धते. Translation, Prabhu.
As supplying water to a fire does not diminish the fire, but instead increases it more and more. The endeavor to stop lusty desire by continuing enjoyment can never be successful. In fact, almost voluntarily cease from material desires.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, like keep on supplying butter to fire, then it will increase. Similarly, this lusty desires also, continual enjoyment can never be successful.
Last chapters now, we have read it that in case the lusty desire, we just pour a huge amount of that ghee on the
Yes. In which seventh canto? Yeah, in seventh canto it comes. Narad Muni says, yes, you have to pour such a way, like if you there's a fire is there in Ekekunda, and if you put the 2 tons of ghee on that, then what will happen? It will finish. Similarly, if one enjoy too much, what will happen? His senses all get diseased actually. Because of that disease, he will get the pain, and because of that pain, he will get the some kind of detachment for these desires. But that unlimited way satisfying the desires is also not possible for everyone. And but that is also not a right way actually anyway. So putting too much sense gratification, then body will be destroyed actually. The senses will be destroyed. Senses and
Devotional service.
yeah.
That is not happening.
Yes.
Connected.
Is it with me? Okay. But that we see very rarely. That means giving the sense objects for the desires, and so that one can extinguish the fire of desire. That is not a right. That is not a popular solution actually. No. The only the way of saying is, if you unlimited sense gratification, if you do, your senses will become very weak and get diseased. Then we will be stopping that sense gratification. That is the principle behind that. So, but actually, that is not a recommended thing. Only thing is Krishna consciousness. So we'll read. One may have enough money and enough resources to satisfy the senses, but still not be satisfied. For the endeavor to stop lusty desires by enjoying can never be successful. The example given here is very appropriate. One cannot stop a blazing fire by trying to extinguish it with butter. So that's why this is the way material world is created is like that. Krishna has created, that means Maya Shakti, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. So Lord kept such a principle here. So senses and sense objects, the relationship is like that. Sense objects, even if you give to the senses, but still these Desire, whatever is residing in the senses, in the mind, in the intelligence, will not be satisfied. Such a way, this material world is created. This is the creation is like this. So that's why Jivatma has to know this is not the right way. Jivatma is complete. Jivatma, no, anyone is stopping Jivatma and anyone is forcing Jivatma to go behind the senses and do this sense gratification and get the pain. Anyone is saying? No. Maya is saying like that. Maya is making like that. No. Actually, Jivatma is, that means anything, that means Maya, anything has taken away from Jivatma. Maya has taken anything from Jivatma? Huh? No, actually. The basic principle is like this. We have read in this thing in Vidura and Maitreya conversation, in that Jivatma is really unnecessarily, it is making his own issue actually. Jivatma is always what? Sat, Chit and Ananda. This is the Swarupa of the Jivatma. Ekarupa Swarupa Bhak. Jivatma is uniform form. It is having the uniform form. These are visible, bro? No? So, uniform form. But now Jivatma is covered because of association of the Maya. So, it is covered with what? Avidya. And because of this avidya, what is the result, outcome? Because of avidya, what happens to Jivatma? Huh? No. Jivatma Krishna is. Jivatma doesn't have any information that I am the part and parcel of Krishna and I am the servant. That is the natural. That means I-ness. That means I-ness means aham bhava. That means I am the servant of the Lord. It is there in the Jivatma as consciousness is there. I am the servant of the Lord. So this consciousness, is it natural to the Jivatma? Natural to means is that knowledge is there in Jivatma naturally? Huh? It's not there. Then if it is there, then it is forgetting, that is okay. What is natural to the Jivatma? I am soul. So Jivatma is having the I-ness. Jivatma is having I-ness. That means I am soul. This knowledge only is there. That means Jivatma is Chit Swarupa. Chit Swarupa means full of knowledge. Which knowledge actually? What is I-ness? I am spirit soul. This is the knowledge it is having. By covering of this avidya, it is not able to know. That means it is forgetting I am soul. Like example, now can you say because of the, now sometimes assume that there is a darkness. Because of darkness, I am not able to see ultraviolet rays. Can you say like this? Because of darkness, my eyes are not seeing ultraviolet rays. Can you say like this? Can you say? No, we can't say. So, are we able to see if there is light, is there ultraviolet rays? We are able to see? Yes or no? No, no. So, because of darkness, now I am not able to see ultraviolet rays. Can you say? No. Because of darkness, I am not able to see in front of my whatever the pillar is there, that I am not able to see. Can you say this? Yes or no? Yes. Whatever is natural to that Jivatma, that is covered by the avidya. So, which is not there with this Jivatma, that cannot be covered by the avidya. Jivatma can come to know I am the servant of the Lord by just what? By the mercy of the Vaishnava. When Vaishnava comes into the Jivatma's association, and when he gives association to Jivatma, and he gives a kripa to the Jivatma, then it will knows that, then it will come to constitutionally Jivatma is being a part and parcel of the Lord. It is meant for service only. There is no doubt. But who is going to give that knowledge to this? Vaishnava is going to give this knowledge. But if it is already natural, it is there, then why is there any need of Vaishnava association for it? No, then. So that's why, and also one more point, if you say that is natural, or that means I am servant, this bhava is there in Jivatma by naturally, if you say, then how avidya can cover such a Jivatma? The Jivatma which is understood that I am the servant of the Lord. What is the principle? So, mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. That means if someone know that I am the servant of the Lord, and after knowing, definitely he will surrender to him. So, being a servant of the Lord, how Maya can cover this? Understood? Yes.
Like Srinivas are telling and we're listening also that we fruits are, but still because we say because of so many births, we are not able to understand our grateful Shakti of the servant. Means it is not because that how we
No.
cannot say that we are serving.
Ah.
Even as some of the Krishna.
Yeah, constitutionally Jivatma is meant for service. That is the meaning of Jiva Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. But the point is now, who is going to give this information to that Jivatma? That is Vaishnava. Vaishnava is going to give that.
Covering is due to Vijaya.
Covering is due to avidya, and because of this avidya, what Jivatma is not able to know? Jivatma is not able to know that I am soul. This thing it is not able to know. So then after that, what will happen? On the top of this Maya is going to give ahankara, false ego, and also intelligence, mind, and senses, and after that, gross body. Like this, different things are given to this Jivatma. This false ego, because of this false ego, first of all, because of avidya, it forgot, and also along with this avidya, there is a beginningless karma is also with this Jivatma. So this Jivatma now being covered with avidya, it forgot himself as soul. Because of this false ego, it is understanding himself as body. So I am body, I am this mind, I am intelligence, I am soul. This feeling is coming to this Jivatma because of this false ego. So now actually here what Maitreya is saying in the third canto, 7th chapter, Maitreya is saying that maybe sloka number 19 or something. So there in that example, actually Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining Jivatma, whatever the knowledge is there in the Jivatma is not taken away by Maya. No, Jivatma is like example. Example is given here. The person who has a gold necklace in his neck, but he is not seeing his necklace and is thinking that someone has stolen the necklace, and he is simply searching here and there. So who is responsible for this? He himself. So similarly, Jivatma's knowledge is it stolen by this Maya? Maya has taken away knowledge from that Jivatma. Like example, your eyes are covered by the darkness. Now you are not able to see. Can you say the ability of seeing is taken away by the darkness? Can you say like that? No, no, it is there in the eyes or not. Just what you have to do, you come out from the darkness. That's all. And on the top of one more thing, whatever the activities done by this body, Jivatma is considering that his own activities and thinking that, and whatever the suffering is coming to the body, it is thinking that, oh, I did this thing and I am getting this suffering. Like that, Jivatma is getting the abhimana towards the activities which are done by the body, and also getting the abhimana. Abhimana means claiming. It is claiming that pain of the body as his own pain. So example, for this also, Vishwanath Chakravarti giving another example. There is a one government officer is there, and this officer is giving a punishment to a thief. To a thief, okay? So here some your ex person is there, and he is thinking himself as thief, and he is thinking that that pain is coming to him. Similarly, here soul is thinking that the whatever the stealing activity done by whatever the activities done by the body as the activities done by himself, and also it is thinking that whatever the pain coming to the body as his own. That means here whatever is not stolen away from him, it is thinking that it is away from him. And on the top of that, whatever is done by some ex person, it is thinking that is own. Own by himself he did like that, it is thinking. And also whatever suffering coming to the body, it is thinking that it is its own suffering. So this is the problem actually. Jivatma is not at all actually is not, Maya is not at all. That means why you have to blame Maya then? Maya is taking away your knowledge or what? No. Maya is giving any suffering to you or not? No. But we are simply getting the abhimana towards that. So what we have to do? You have to, like you are in the darkness and not able to see anything, and you are crying, oh, I am not able to see anything, I am not able to. What do you say to, what is solution you will give to him? What solution you will give to him? Huh? Dr. Saab. You'll say you need to go for operation, you'll say, no, nah. Is there any operation is needed? No, just to come out from the darkness and come to the light. Similarly, now Jivatma, is it need any operation in the Jivatma? Any operation we need to do in this Jivatma? Do you need any thing to need to implant in that Jivatma? No. Just this Jivatma has to turn its face from the towards the Lord. It should turn towards the Lord. That's all. Mameva ye prapadyante, Maya meta tarantite. Mameva ye prapadyante means just you surrender to the Lord. That's all. No need to destroy anything here. We don't need to destroy anything of this. Those will be there. Just darkness will be there somewhere in this society, in that world. So you have to come out from the darkness. Wherever there is a light is there, there you should come. Then you can see everything. So here, whatever the lust and desires and the sense objects, this is completely, this is a prakriti. By the prakriti, these things keep on happening. Now, what the Jivatma has to do? Has to turn its face towards the Lord. And turn towards the Lord and keep on engaging yourself in the devotional activities. Every minute has to be. So we have to increase our time and energy. That means we have our consciousness, we should turn towards the Lord. That's all. Then what will happen? Then that is nothing but the bhakti. So that bhakti will be covering now. And also this bhakti will make everything, all these things into the spiritual actually. These will become spiritual. Everything will be spiritualized. So next sloka. Yadanukurute bhavam sarvabhuteshvamangalam samadrushte tadapumsaha sarva sukamaya dishaha. Next.
When a man is non-envious and does not desire ill fortune for anyone, he is equiposed for such a person all directions appear.
Thank you. So what is being said here? Ayati is saying that if someone is able to come out from these desires and everything, then what is his situation is said here. Then he will become non-envious and doesn't desire ill fortune of anyone. He is equipoised. Yada nakurute bhavam sarva bhuteshu amangalam samadrishte tada pumsaha sarva sukhamaya dishaha. Then he will be getting the bliss, only bliss. That means when this Jivatma stop claiming the abhimana, that means I-ness, aham bhavatvam. That means I am this body, I am this and this. So that he stops. And also desires, whatever coming, desires comes where? Desires will be, where it will be located? Those will be located in the mind actually. Desires will be in the mind. Desires are there in this constitutionally in the Swarupa of the Jivatma. Desires are there. Material desires? No. Those are there in the mind only. So desiring ability is there in Jivatma. But whatever material desires we get, so those are there. Where are they? So that means willingness is where it is there. Icha, dvesham, sukham, dukkham, all are presenting where? We read in the third canto, 26th chapter. 20, Sankalpa Vikalpas are where they are presenting. So those are all presenting in mind itself, not in the soul. Constitutionally, soul is not consisting. So these desires, whatever come as per the karma and as per the samskaras. There's one more thing is that chitta is also there here, one layer. The chitta, so there are the all the impressions, whatever the previous impressions are all stored in this chitta. And based upon the chitta and based upon the external circumstances, then desires are produced in the mind. This Jivatma is claiming, because of this false ego, Jivatma is claiming these desires are his own desires. That is the problem actually. So now what we are asking him, come out from that claiming. That means now you, like a person who is standing in the darkness and not able to see and crying, and we are asking him, come out from that darkness and come to the place where there is a light. Similarly, now we are saying, turn out your face towards the Lord. That is only the thing we are saying to this Jiva. So then such a person, what is going to happen? Then he will be getting the every time happiness only. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Shantakamasya asadharanam lakshanam aha. That means whose material desires are nullified, that means they are pacified, whose material desires are pacified. So what will be the his characteristic, how he will be? So such a person will be getting happiness everywhere. So he will be happy everywhere. So every time he will be happy. Sarvatra tapatraya dukkitatmaha nirvidyate. Oh, sorry. Oh. Yada na kurute bhav sarvabhuteshu amangalam samadrishte tada. That means whose material desires are pacified, then what will happen? Sukhamaya dishaha, sarvaha dishaha sukhamayaha. In all the directions, he will be getting the happiness. But if one who is inflicted by these material desires, that means he is claiming the desires which are coming in the mind as his own, and if he is keep on continuing that, then even if he earns so many things, whole world and all the wealth and all the grains, all the materials, everything is given, but still it will not be satisfied. So it is completely waste of time. That means working for the desires is a completely waste of time. That's what he's saying. Purushottam Goswami in second chapter. Dharmasya hyape vargyasya narthothayopakalpate narthasya dharma ikantasya kamo labhaya hismrita kamasya nendriya priti labho jivetaya जीवस्य तत्व जिज्ञासा नार्थो यश्चेह कर्म भी. From the beginning itself, so Suta Goswami ढंग का बजा रहे हैं चले. So this, whatever we do dharma, that means we do our, as per body, we have some rules for the body. Based upon body, if you are in the Brahmana body, you have Brahmana duties, Kshatriya body, Kshatriya duties. That's not for the soul, that's for the body. And those things, what we, so whatever duties you do, if you'll get the money. So the purpose of doing dharma is not meant for earning money. And earning money is not meant for gratifying the desires. And gratifying the desires is not meant for the sense gratification. But what? Just why you have to keep on giving the sense objects for the body, for the whatever desires you get, you should supply the sense objects to that. Why? Like example, you are supplying food for the tongue. What is the purpose of supplying the food to the tongue? Survival. Labho jivetayavata. Not for the gratifying the tongue should not be the goal. So giving food to the tongue is not meant for gratifying the satisfying the tongue is not the goal. What? To maintain this body, that's all. Labho jivetaya. Only for maintaining the body, that's all. So, and what is the purpose of maintaining the body? To go to the Swarga? No, nartho yascheha karma bihi. Maintaining this body is not meant for so going to the Swarga, but what? Tattva jignasa. What is the tattva? Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shadyate. So to inquire about that tattvam, which is Bhagavan, to inquire about that tattvam we have to. So that's it. Then what is the purpose of the dharma? What is the purpose of dharma? What is the purpose of dharma? No. Half hour. What is that? No. What is the purpose of dharma? That is the thing. Dharma sanstitah pumsa vyashrakshena kathasu yaha notpadayeti yadiratim sramayeva hi kevalam. That means everyone should do Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya with that body, whatever he got, he should do. So their duties for the purpose of what? So to get the Vasudeva Katha Ruchihi. That means to please Krishna, and from that what we should get? Vasudeva Katha Ruchi one should get. So Sonishtitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. So that is, by that what will happen? So then Jivatma will be coming out from that ignorance. That means the purpose of doing dharma is what? To turn towards the Lord. Our solution is what? We should just turn towards the Lord. We should leave serving our desires. So to get the sense gratification, that we should stop it. What Sudha Goswami is saying there. So you stop gratifying your desires because jivasya tattva jignas. That means kamasya nendriya priti. So gratifying the senses is not the goal of the life. Kamasya na indriya priti. That means kama means what? Supplying sense objects for the as per the desires to the senses. What is the goal of that? What is the goal of that? So only maintain the body. What is not? So gratify that sense. That means the tongue will speak so many things. It will tell that you give this, you give that, you give that, like that. If you keep on giving, it will never end actually. So it will be saying thousands of things. And if you keep on earning and you try to keep on giving to that, then what will happen? You will waste your time. There is no point of. So that's why we have to simplify the life. So simplification is the principle of the progress in the bhakti. Simplified life. So that's why one has to be cautious of behind accepting the sense objects. And that's why what is the limitation? How much extent you can simplify your life? What Sukadeva Goswami is saying about this? So tell me. What Sukadeva Goswami is saying, how much you can simplify your life?
Second point only says that.
Yes, come. Yes, very good. Satyam kshito kim kashipo prayasair baho. Satyam kshito kim kashipo prayasai बाहौ स्वसिद्धे ह्यपवर्हणै किम् सत्यञ्जिलौ किं पुरुदान्न पात्या दिग्वल्कलादौ sati kim dukulai. If you have arms, what is the need of pillows? If you have if you have the earth, if you have this ground, what is the need of beds? And what is saying? So if you have two open hands, palms, what is the need of vessels? Yes, bro. Yeah, yeah.
And if you have cave, what need of house?
Yeah.
This statement is very nice to hear. But at the place where we are situated, how should we see this?
Yeah, the consciousness. So that's why in your life journey, if something is coming without any prayasa and your bhakti is not disturbed, okay, that is. But when our consciousness goes for hankering of that, and when your time and energy goes for that, and if you keep on giving the love seed, that is depends upon the amount we progress in the devotion and the amount we surrender to the Lord. So what is this? The upper limit is discussed here. The point is my point. So the consciousness is very important here. So how much we are influenced by that facilities, and how much it is affecting our the progress in the bhakti. That is the main important point. If it is there, you are without any prayasa, it is there, and you are accepting, and your bhakti and your sadhana, your progress is not hampered, then it's not a problem at all. But it is hampering your bhakti, then that means, and you have special attention for that, and you have to, if that is not there, then I cannot do this. Then there is a, this point should be remembered that, then at the time. So that's why in this way, yeah.
So, if we have to see consciousness,
Yes. Like Mother Devahuti?
we are developing the consciousness.
Yes.
So, whatever we discussed yesterday,
Yes.
should also be seen in the text of consciousness.
Yes.
Why I'm asking this question is,
Yeah.
because it was said that after 50, you have to retire or you have to go out of the family affairs, right? Now, the families are nuclear families. It is a family. It is not as used to be earlier.
Yeah.
So, if a male person
Leaves, then, yeah.
wife, he will be alone in the house. So it will be difficult for him. Or even if a person he leaves.
So that's why Prabhupada also in other places, in our Krishna conscious movement, you don't need to leave the house. Like that also you can see the purpose. In some other places it will come. So the principle is what? When Prabhupada is saying retire from the family life means retire from the affairs. Retire from the all the like involving oneself into the all the family affairs like business decision making, properties, many like relatives, these that yesterday also I was mentioning this. From there we should retire. Physically you might be there, but the point is your consciousness should not be affected by all those things. If they are affecting us, then you should find a path. So the principle is you be there or you live there. But as per the circumstance you can. But the point is your bhakti should not be. That means your priority should not be changed actually. You should not get affected by that. If someone is getting affected all the time and he may take the path of leave that, and he also have some elderly sons and they are ready to take care and he is living, you cannot say that he is doing wrong. And someone is some circumstances setting an example to the society is also is important, like 50 years and his wife is 50 years and leaving and nobody is there, no sons, nothing is there, so then he left, then that is also not good actually. But also the important point is he also should not get affected by that. So that's why that is the based upon the circumstances it will be, but the underlying principle is bhakti should not be affected by those things. So yeah.
In conclusion, this part of the we're discussing husband should leave the house. Son is there to take care of wife, or mother of the son. So what about the bhakti of the females, ladies? So their bhakti also will be affected if they are living with the son and daughter. So for them it is not important to function like as the male wants to. So what is this?
Yeah, Matajis actually they have to be protected in all the stages. It's not that they are that means given less importance. It's not like that. Only thing is here the principle is separation. The attraction between the male and female is rejected here. So the main point is the attraction should not be there, and also the entanglement should not be there. So that's why to break this, one go out enough and another will be there. Then automatically the mutual attraction is now broken. That's all. No need to go both together. Actually. You understood? Then it will continue.
Practically,
The underlying principle is breaking that actually.
so that can be done with both family members. They are husband wife. They are fully Krishna conscious, serving together in the temple, living in the same house. Practically, male also cannot in the house. Male will be both. No jungle, no place to take. So both have to just do Krishna conscious activities at home also and at
Yeah, why not?
also in the society also.
So
So that is also they are not attached to each other materially.
yes. So like that you can see some family members. So they are years together and they don't have any physical attraction, zero attraction. And they have no physical attraction, no kind of that means so facilities I am getting from the wife and I am if she is not there, I cannot do my devotion. It's also not there. And he is fully surrendered to the Lord. And he doesn't have any kind of the so such a consciousness. Such a examples also there. If that you are able to do, you do that, no problem. But if that is problematic for you, then you want to out of sight, out of mind, like that. If you want to go out, still that privilege is there. That privilege is there.
So basically, one has to change the conscious whether living at home or living down.
Yes.
Somebody may live down, but conscious is still the same.
Yeah, but the only caution is so if this is there and like that, we should not. We should be careful about this. So some privilege is there, even if consciousness is the important, but we should see that consciousness is really clean and clear. Otherwise, we misutilize this privilege is also the danger is there. That I am saying actually. So that's why we should regularly hear Bhagavatam. That will always remind us, hey, this you apply in yourself and check. It will when you read this immediately, it will हमको अपना बारे में तो पता चलता है मैं तो अभी भी इसमें हो करके तब वो याद होता है इसलिए रेगुलर नित्यम भागवत सेवा these topics always remind us so why I am making sometimes that's why we need good guru also sometimes we may not able to understand we may think that this is also out of Krishna consciousness only is happening but there is some kind of sense gratification so that's why as much as you get the purity of the association that will force you to leave the things that will remind us strongly actually. So next is topic. यादृश्चजा दुर्मति यादृश्चजा दुर्मतिभिर् जीर्यते या न जीर्यते ताम कृष्णाम दुःख निवाहम शर्म कामो धृतम त्यजेत. For those who are too attached to material enjoyment, sense gratification is very difficult to give up. Even when one is an invalid because of old age, one cannot give up such desires for sense gratification. Therefore, one who actually desires happiness must give up such unsatisfied desires, which are the cause of all tribulation. So, just getting the old body is not the solution actually. Even in the old body, also desires will be there. We have actually seen, especially in the Western countries, that men who have reached more than 80 years of age still go to the nightclubs and pay heavy fees to drink wine and associate with women. Although such men are too old to enjoy anything, their desires have not ceased. Time deteriorates even the body itself, which is the medium for all sensual satisfaction. But even when a man becomes old and invalid, his desires are strong enough to dictate that he go here and there to satisfy the desires of his senses. Therefore, by practice of Bhakti Yoga, one should give up his lusty desires as explained by Sri Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya. So that's why old age is not the solution. If old age and the baby body is not the solution. So Jivatma is in the small body, baby body, where the now the all the body limbs are not developed and he doesn't have any desire. Can you say no? Inside in the chitta, as I have shown to all of you. So this is the chitta is there. In the chitta, all the samskaras will be restored actually. Maybe this gross body will be the old body. But this chitta in this samskaras will be there even in the jivatma, which is there in the young body, baby body, or in the old body. These will be there, and when the time comes, that means appropriate gross body gets again, then again these are all activated and started gratifying that. Hmm.
Example of
Yes, sir.
example.
Example.
Example of traveler.
Traveler, no, that searching for the gold which is already on the neck. How to apply that? I will tell. Okay, 1 second. Like Jivatma is by nature, it is having the knowledge that I am soul. Yes, this particle Jivatma is having. So now, Maya, is it stealing this knowledge from the Jivatma? Is it stealing? Is it taking away from that? No, it is there with Jivatma only. So that's why this kind of Jivatma is compared with the person who is already having gold necklace on his neck itself, but he is thinking that it is gone somewhere, it is stolen by someone. So Jivatma by nature it is Satchit Ananda Swarupa. Chit means Gnanamayam. That means it is having the knowledge itself, but now it is forgetting and it is thinking that it's I am soul, this knowledge is not with it. So that is the problem actually. Okay, that is first example. And second example is what? So the Rajapurusha, that means a government man, so he is punishing a thief, and thief is getting suffering. And some ex person is outside to these two people, and another third person. He is seeing the thief and thinking that the thief activity, the stealing activity I did, and suffering is coming to me. If someone is thinking like that, here X means Jivatma, this pure Jivatma. Jivatma by nature always pure. It cannot be contaminated actually. Jivatma cannot be contaminated. Jivatma is Satchit Ananda Sarupa. But now, whatever the activities done by the gross and subtle body, so Jivatma is claiming that he is doing. And whatever is pain coming to the subtle and gross body, it is thinking that that pain is belongs to me. So that's why what our Jadabharata is saying, if you want to learn this thing more deeply, so fifth chapter, fifth canto, chapter number chapter number 11. So you can see the sloka number 12. Kshetragnayeta manaso vibhutir जीवस्य माया रचितस्य नित्या आविर्हितः क्वापि तिरोहिताश्च शुद्धो विचष्टे ह्यविशुद्धकर्तुः. Suddha, that means Jivatma is pure, vichaste means claiming. What? Maya rachitasya nityaha avirhitaha kwapi tirohitascha. That means this is the Maya. Maya is producing the various feelings in the various levels, in the intelligence, in the mind, and in the senses. It is creating so many. That means what? Maya rachitasya Vibhuti. Vibhuti means so Maya is producing the various kinds of like I like this, I like that means this is a rasagulla and this is tasty, this is interest, not interest. All are created where? These are all created in the mind. These are created by Maya. But Suddha, that means this Jivatma, even though it is Suddha, Vichaste means entering into these all these feelings and claiming that I am So and so person, I want this, I like this, I don't like this, like this. So there here you can see. Kvachit suddho vichastye avishuddha kartuhu. Avishuddha kartu means what? This Maya. Maya is impure actually. It is creating so many things. But this Suddha, even though constitutionally Jivatma is always pure and claiming this. So, like example, this X person is claiming the thief did the stealing activity and thief is getting the suffering, and this X person outside to this another person, and he is claiming that I did this wrong thing and I am getting suffering, like that. Next. मात्रा स्वस्रा दुहित्रा वा नाविविक्ता सनो भवेत् बलवान् इन्द्रियग्रामो विद्वान् समपि कर्षति. One should not allow oneself to sit on the same seat even with one's own mother, sister, or daughter. For the senses are so strong that even though one is very advanced in knowledge, he may be attracted by sex. So here, Yati is saying, so powerful, even one is a learned person. That means who knows, I am not body, I am soul, I am this, I am that, I am servant of Krishna, everything he knows. But Sadachar is also very important. Etiquette is very important. So because this attraction is so powerful, it can come between the own mother and son also. Shastra is saying means what? It happened. It can happen. Then only Shastra says. Shastra cannot speak about the impossible things. It will never happen. So such a things why Shastra will cause, it is giving caution to us. Shastra is warning us. So that means what? It can happen. So one should be bounded to follow the sadachar, etiquette. One should not stay with even with his mother alone. No. Own mother, own sister, own daughter. And sometimes they say, oh, Mataji is very elder and no problem. No. Old Mataji or young Mataji, no. Small kid or the old fish, 70 years, 60 years old Mataji, also not will work. It will not work. You have to be so cautious about that. That means if you are with old Mataji, you should not be staying. Brahmachari, you should not stay. Then you are the son and then you should get married. If you have to stay with old Mataji, then you should get married. And or otherwise you have full surrender to the Lord and you want to serve the Guru, then take brahmacharya and make sure that Mataji get sufficient shelter somewhere. But staying together is not recommended. No. So then wife will be there, then wife will be like a watchdog. She will be observing. So she will be taking care of that relationship. So she will, that's why it's very important. Either he should be guided by wife or otherwise Guru. Being a brahmachari, then we should be vigilant life and we are always corrected by Guru. Or otherwise, wife is going to correct him. Where he is going, what he is doing, everything she keep attendance, she will maintain. So what time is coming, where he can go, what are the possible, with whom he is speaking, what calls are coming, everything she will be. And like that. Like how Guru protects. So woman protects actually. Man too, because the man tendency, man is like a dog actually. So tendency is going behind the things. Of course, so woman body is also having the desire for having sense gratification, but they cannot come out easily because of their bhayam and lajja, both. They cover that actually. They have fear. Their body is weak body actually. So that's why they are very fear of the things. So that's why even they have desire, they cannot open that. But man is having the strength in the body and he has no fear. So that's why he go like that. So that's why man has to be controlled by the woman actually. The chaste wife controls man. Prabhupada writes in the 21st chapter. So if woman become as much as chaste, and if she fully dedicated to her husband in a full surrendered way, like how a devotee surrendered to the Lord, in that way, if woman surrendered to her husband, and if she is able to serve her family member, her husband, then even any kind of husband, he will become good in front of her. This is the principle actually. Prabhupada says, what is the solution actually? If husband is not listening, and husband is not listening and is not so much so inclined to love wife, then what that woman should do? She has to leave that husband, or she has to become just tolerate that and become chaste and more she serves. That is a solution, or the leaving him is solution? What is the solution? What will you, if some family couple comes to you, then what solution you will give? Huh? You'll say that leave that. Serving only you should say. Prabhupada is writing there. Even if woman is able to tolerate this pain, and if she is able to serve faithfully, then what will happen? Even such a husband also will change. The chaste wife can control her husband. So as much as we go away from the Vedic culture and the Vedic standards, our life and our solutions will become very problematic. So nowadays, actually, as much as we are going away from the values, so that's why establishing the Vedic values also is very important. This culture is very much important. Otherwise, so problems will be increasing day by day, and artificial solutions will be patch-up solutions is not going to help us. So that's why whatever the values Srila Prabhupada said in the purpose, those, so we have to implement that. We have to try to implement that. If we water down more and more, then she leaves that husband and she goes to now her life is alone, and many men will approach her, and many people will try to use her, and problem will increase even more actually. And she has to earn, and she has to go alone somewhere else, and then few more people are attacking her, and few more another problems. तवा से गिर के चूल्हे में, तवा से चूल्हे पर गिर गया, ऐसा हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा actually. So one should not allow oneself to sit on the same seat even with one's own mother, sister. That means they should not be alone and close. Then automatically, this is the power of the Maya actually. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Learning the etiquette of how to deal with women doesn't free one from sexual attraction. Prabhupada is writing, even such etiquette also sometimes may not work also. So that's why, but that is going to protect us from at least to not to happen such accidents. But what is the ultimate solution? As specifically mentioned here, with such attraction is possible even with one's mother, sister, or daughter. Generally, of course, one is not sexually attracted to his mother, sister, or daughter, but if one allows himself to sit very close to such a woman, one may be attracted. This is psychological fact. It may be said that one is liable to be attracted if he is not very advanced in civilized life. However, as specifically mentioned here, vidvamsam api karshati. That means, oh, this kind of rules are only for the layman who are not educated, uncultured people. For them, it is said, but we are very educated and we are very cultured. So for us, there is no problem. We can intermingle. We can sit with my mother like that. Can you say? No. Here, Prabhupada is saying, and in the sloka, it is said that vidvamsam api karshati. You are a learned person, even you are a so-called civilized person, but still this kind of situation comes. So that means you have to avoid that situation. Even if one is highly advanced materially or spiritually, he may be attracted by lusty desires. Prabhupada is writing 2 times. The object of attraction may even be one's mother, sister, or daughter. Therefore, one should be extremely careful in dealing with women. This point 2 times he is saying in the one purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was most strict in such dealings, especially after he accepted the sannyasa order. Indeed, no woman should come near him to offer him respect. He is not allowing any woman to come to him. No. We should not understand like that, oh, Prabhupada, your Lord is having partiality. Like that, no. Whatever the sastric truth is there, that we should accept. It's not that the not caring or not having any kind of the some partiality. No, it's not at all partial. This is the teaching lesson to all the followers. He's the Lord anyway. So, as a sannyasi, how one should behave, as a brahmachari, how one should behave. So, this is social custom and we have to follow strictly. Again, one is warned here with that one should be extremely careful in dealings with women. This is the one should be extremely careful in dealing with women. A brahmachari is forbidden even to see the wife of his spiritual master if she happens to be young. The wife of the spiritual master may sometimes take some service from the disciple of her husband as she would from a son. But if the wife of the spiritual master is young, a brahmachari is forbidden to render service to her. So from this purport, we should understand that even the grihasthas also, there should be also, it's not that the license marriage, okay, I have license of marriage and I can discuss with any woman or anything. No, this is for the grihasthas also. Brahmachari, Prabhupada is saying that brahmachari life is not only for the brahmacharis, brahmachari life for grihasthas also. Yes or no? Yes. So that's why they are also extremely careful. Everyone should be extremely careful. It's not that we are rejecting Matajis. No, similar to the Matajis also. They are also extremely careful to intermingle with the Prabhus also. They also should be extremely.
Nowadays we are seeing so many divorce happening. So like you said, the husband is not trustworthy or doing other things, and wife is more and he can be changed. In the opposite situation, if the wife is not chaste, what the husband should do? Should also change her or divorce.
See, if woman is like a, like a small baby, so they are having a lot of emotional quotient. They have bhavakata. That means easily they will be attracted to the different kind of the. That means someone show emotion towards her, she will get affected actually by that, and that's why you cannot leave woman like that. It's a male's duty, and he has to take care of her. No,
We should not leave.
he should not leave. That is the principle, and he has to tolerate and he has to make her to hear his words by giving the proper protection. So that's why here the Vedic values and the proper brahmachari training before marriage to boys, and also how to be chaste and faithful. So to the girls, these were not taught by our society. So society problem also this is. So as parents are not teaching, teachers are not teaching, even the relatives and the neighbors, they are not teaching. So that's why they are not having the real values and they don't know, they are not trained. That's why the problems are coming. The basic problem is teaching and educating them. So training and educating them, that is missing actually. So that's why then when you don't do the way it should be done at the early age, so then the problems will come later. Then now once problem comes, then how to mitigate? So of course that's why you may do situation. If you want to really clear the situation, then you have to work on the roots. When they are young, that's why Prabhupada wanted every girl should be trained how to be faithful to her husband. Girl should learn this. Parents, they should teach her how to loyal and faithful to her husband. That has to be taught. And what about the boys? Boys, how to maintain brahmacharya life, how to control his senses. This has to be taught to the boys. So,
Then what is the reason in devotee community also so many divorces? It means the philosophy of
no, because this is the devotees means we are trying to be devotee, but actually we are also affected by this so many these things, modes. So we just accepted yes, Krishna, okay. So supreme personality of the Godhead. But how much we surrender to him, how much we are really devotees. So that is also a factor, na. So that's why the same society, whatever is there, that just now we have some agreement with the philosophy and things. But they are also, that's why it's in the process. Now that's why the absolute standards are this. Then how to bring the whole society towards that. That's the duty of the leaders of the society. All these leaders, they should make sure that whatever Prabhupada said in the purpose, that at least should happen after 10 years, after 20 years, after 30 years. So Prabhupada is speaking what has to happen and how to bring the society towards that. Then how to educate and how to so make sure that these things happen. This is the duty of our leaders. So by regular discussing, by training, and by having the training programs for the devotee children, so like this. So that's why Prabhupada says scrutinizingly we should read his purports and try to understand and regularly and try to make that means our practical, that means our preaching and our also guiding. So principles should be based upon the purports of Srila Prabhupada, not the based upon the social, whatever the knowledge we get, social knowledge. So no. Next. पूर्णं वर्षसहस्रं मे विषयान् सेवतो सकृत् तथापि चानुसवनं तृष्णा तेषुपजायते. I have spent a full 1000 years enjoying sense gratification, yet my desire to enjoy such pleasure increases daily. Yati is saying, becoming old is not solution. Old people also will be having the desires. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying in 7th canto, 6th chapter, how can a person who is most affectionate to his family, the core of his heart being always filled with their pictures, give up their association? Specifically, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases her husband in a solitary place. Who could give up association of such a dear and affectionate wife? You're understanding? That means we so family man is get habituated this. That means so kind, whatever he need. So she will without telling she will understand, and she does. And also she will be always ready to in the service to do service. Then Prahlad Maharaj is saying, who could give up the association of such a dear and affectionate wife? That means this bondage is very tight actually, very strong. Small children talk in a broken language, very pleasing to hear, and their affectionate father always think of their sweet words. How could he give up their association? One's elderly parents and one's sons and daughters are also very dear. A daughter is especially dear to her father, and while living at her husband's house, she is always in his mind. Who could give up that association? So here Prahlad Maharaj is saying these things are very difficult. So that's why in the heart there is a lot of space for all of these things. But Krishna, what he is demanding? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Ekam. You should have only me in your heart. Only me. And that means in your heart, there should not be, the space should not be given to anyone else. Gnana karmadi anavrutam bhakti. Karma means here what? Like as a father, whatever duties you get, that is known as karma. As a mother, as a sister, as a brother. So these kind of things, so should not cover your bhakti. Even if you are in the family, as a duty, you do that, but not with the affection actually. Attachment. Affection means here attachment should not be there. If attachment is there, then Krishna will be saying that, oh, space is not for only me. Just to do as a father what you have to do, you do it. That's all. But there should not be any kind of attachment. आसक्ति नहीं रहना चाहिए. आसक्ति रह गए तो काम नहीं बने. Like you to set an example as a good father, that's all you are providing. But your love and attachment should be for who? For Krishna and for the devotees. We are not saying that you should be harsh with them. No. Or neglect them. No. Do your duty to set an example. Otherwise, what society will learn from you as a devotee? But there, in that duty behind that, there should not be any kind of attachment. Then that is known as, that bhakti is known as gnana karma the anavruta bhakti. Otherwise, your bhakti is covered with this. Then that is not a pure devotion. Aside from this, in household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture, and there are also animals and servants. Like something happened, some furniture, a nice chair, and a leg is broken somehow. So for that, your consciousness whole for 1 week or 10 days or 1 month, always remembering that. What is this? Then that is not the good symptom actually. Your bhakti is not pure then. So that's how to be like that with the material things and still you are not attached. How to do that? That's why we should regularly study the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad. And those devotees who are there, even the mother, so Kunti Maharani, Pandavas, all, even they are there in the, so many people are surrounding, but still they are in the pure devotion. Like Bharat Maharaj, he is a pure devotee. Even he's, and even you can see Ambarish Maharaj, he's having a big kingdom, but still he's in the platform of pure devotion. So these life stories will be guiding you how to behave in that instant. So that's as much as if in your consciousness, even the story itself is not there and their behavior is not at all there in your consciousness, then how you will act actually. So that's why learning and hearing, it should happen, keep on happening. And contemplating, meditating on their consciousness should happen. Then in your actions also that will come. It is a long way to reach there. That's the solution is Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Vasudev took a lot of pain to compose, that means to select all the verses from the 1,100 crores of slokas are there. From there, he brought out 18,000. And he gave to us. In this Kali Yuga, people, how can be saved? And he gave the solution. So that's why you should go into the consciousness of pure devotees. And in one time reading 10 or 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, that will open actually. As much as we deeply study, as many number of times, this will take you to more and more close to the truth actually. Because at one time we may not understand many subtleties. in Bhagavatam also. That's a keep on hearing. Bhakti Vedanta is not the end of the studying Bhagavatam. You have to study regularly. So next, तस्मादेतामहं त्यक्त्वा ब्रह्मण्याध्याय मानसं निर्द्वन्द्वो निरहङ्कारश्चरिष्यामि मृगैः सह. Therefore, I shall now give up all these desires and meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, free from the dualities of mental concoction and free from false prestige. I shall wander in the forest with animals. Why he is selecting that place? Because so out of sight, out of mind. So now that we don't have any forest also, so it's difficult. So that's what is the suit. Try to achieve the purpose behind this. Why he is going to the vana, that you are able to achieve in the house itself, then do that, no problem. But you should understand the purpose behind this sloka. Attachment is the purpose. Leaving attachment is the purpose. To go to the forest and live there with animals, meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the only mean by which to give up lusty desires. Unless one gives up such desires, one's mind cannot be freed from material contamination. Therefore, if one is at all interested in being freed from the bondage of repeated birth, death, old age, and diseases, after a certain age, one must go to the forest. Must go to the forest means cut the family attachments. That is the main. One should end up. You cannot say that, oh, I need a little more time, little more time, little more time. No, I will settle this thing. I will settle all the property, the disturbances. Then I will. That will never end actually. It will keep on coming actually. So that's why we should cut down at one place. Panchashortham vanam vrajet. After 50 years of age, one should voluntarily give up family life and go to the forest. The best forest is Vrindavan, where one need not live with animals, but can associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead who never leaves Vrindavan. Cultivating Krishna consciousness in Vrindavan is the best means of being liberated from material bondage. For in Vrindavan, one can automatically meditate upon Krishna. Vrindavan has many temples, and in one or more of these temples, one may see the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Radha Krishna or Krishna Balaram and meditate upon this form. As expressed here by the words Brahmanyadaya, one should concentrate one's mind upon the Supreme Lord, Parabrahman. This Parabrahman is Krishna, as confirmed by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Krishna and his abode Vrindavan are not different. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Vrindavan is as good as Krishna. Therefore, if one somehow or other gets the opportunity to live in Vrindavan, and if one is not pretender but simply lives in Vrindavan and concentrate his mind upon Krishna, one is liberated from all liberated material bondage. One's mind is not purified, however, even in Vrindavan, if one is agitated by lusty desires, one should not live in Vrindavan and commit offenses. This is the point should be noted. If one's lusty desires are not ended up, and he should not live in Vrindavan, leave that place. For a life offenses in Vrindavan and is no better than the lives of monkeys and hogs there. Many monkeys and hawks live in Vrindavan and they are concerned with their sexual desires. Men who have gone to Vrindavan but who still hanker for sex should immediately leave Vrindavan and stop their grievous offenses at the lotus feet of the Lord. Immediately leave. In Vrindavan, if someone is feeling, so that's why Vrindavan is not for the young couples. Prabhupada also says. And also should not do business in the dhams. And also this is not the place for the young couples, and this is for the especially sadhakas, vanaprasthas and brahmacharis and sannyasis. or who want to practice spiritually. For them, this is. In somewhere else, he said this. But having sense agitation and doing sex staying in the Vrindavan Dham is not at all good. Many monkeys and ox live in Vrindavan and they are concerned with their sexual desires. Many men who have gone Vrindavan but who still hanker for sex should immediately leave Vrindavan and stop their grievous offenses at the lotus feet of the Lord. There are many misguided men who live in Vrindavan to satisfy their sexual desires, but they are certainly no better than the monkeys and ox. Prabhupada is saying it's an offense actually. So committing that, gratifying the sex desires in Vrindavan is nothing but what? Committing offense. Holy name will clear that offense. In that mood, if you do, then it's a further offense actually. There are those who are under the control of Maya and specifically under the control of lusty desires are called Maya Mriga. Indeed, everyone in the conditioned stage of material life is a Maya Mriga. It is said in the, okay. One thing, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyasa to show his causeless mercy to the Maya Mrigas, the people of this material world who suffer because of lusty desires. One should follow the principles of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and always think of Krishna in full Krishna consciousness. Note this word full. Not for the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. So that's why full means immediately today onwards, it is not going to happen. But that's why you should keep on increasing your time, how much time we are dwelling in the Krishna consciousness, our mind, and how much we are surrendered to the Krishna. So as much as we surrender, that much we can think about Krishna. So how to surrender? As much as we get the strong faith, that will lead to the symptom of strong faith is what? Surrender. So strong faith, that means getting faith on the Lord is very important. That you will get when you get the kripa of the pure devotees, and when you hear the Lord's protection, Lord's creation, and Lord's abilities, when you keep on hearing, so that will lead to you to surrender to Him. Like example, a girl will surrender to a boy. When she will surrender to the boy? As much as she get the confidence on Him, belief, faith on Him, that much she can surrender or not. So that's how she can get the faith. As much as she hear the glories of this boy, abilities of this boy, that much she can surrender or not. So that will make her confidence, that will build the confidence in her. Similarly, Jivatma should hear the Lord's abilities. Lord, how He is creating this universe, how He is maintaining, how He is so destroying, and how He can manifest and how He can save His devotees. Keep on hearing, actually. Jivatma should keep on hearing. That will build in the Jivatma what? Faith on Him. So as much as we get the faith, that will lead to that much surrender to the Lord. So the main problem is we don't have really faith actually on the Lord. So faith will lead to the surrender, and surrender will make us more and more so Krishna conscious. So that's why what is the limit? Full surrender and full Krishna consciousness. Here, that's why many places Prabhupada writes the word full is very important. Full means full. Then one will be eligible to live in Vrindavan. Such a surrendered soul who are full in Krishna consciousness, they are eligible to live in Vrindavan. But who are still hankering for the sex life, those are not fit to live in Vrindavan. And his life will be successful. You want break? Hmm? Okay. 5 minutes. We'll resume at 8 o'clock.
भी अच्छा है यार, दोनों सेम है। इसका पंखा चल गया।
Nice words. So here, स्वरूप ज्ञानानंदाद्य अनुभव समर्थस्यापि जीवस्य दुर्भगत्वादि कार्पण्यम तथा विमुक्तस्यापि बंधनं यत् सायं माया वृत्ति अविद्या निबंधनम् एतद् द्वयमित्यर्थः। अयमर्थः अजया जीवस्य कथं ज्ञानलोक इति त्वया उच्यते, सा च ज्ञानलोपः यदि सत्यः स्यात् तदा माने जीवात्मा में ज्ञान का लोप वो सत्य है क्या, तो माने वो सत्य नहीं है। जीवात्मा में कोई ज्ञान का लोप कोई नहीं, तो माया उधर किसी को चोरी नहीं कर रहे उधर जीवात्मा का ज्ञान का। सो इसका एग्जाम्पल स्वशक्ति भगवता दंड्या से किंतु सा ना एव सत्य, वो सत्य नहीं है। यथा हृदिस्थम् अपि रत्नपदकं विस्मृत्य जनेन नास्ति पदकम इति खिद्यते। जैसा हृदिस्थ माने हृदय पर रहने वाली जो रत्न पदक माने सोने की जो भी माला है, उसको विस्मृत्य माने उसको भूल कर जनेन माने लोगों से नास्ति पदकम नहीं है करके खिद्यते माने रोते हैं। तो उसका कौन है, उसका कारण कौन है चोर, तो कोई है ही नहीं। जैसे जीवात्मा में तो स्वरूप तो ज्ञान तो है ही, लेकिन वो नहीं है करके रो रहे हैं, तो वो किसका दोष है। तो वैसे दूसरा एग्जाम्पल, यथा अन्येन कृतमपि चौर्यम मैंने दूसरों के द्वारा चोरी किया गया, विभ्रांति वशात मयैव हृतम इति माने भ्रांति से, हाँ वो एक दूसरे आदमी सोच रहे हैं कि मैं ही चोरी किया गया।
ऐसा होता तो
शरीर के होता है,
कोई चोरी और किया तो सोचता मैं चोरी ऐसा
एग्जाम्पल दे मैंने होता नहीं नहीं। ठीक है, we'll discuss later. Is it?
That's from your parents.
Okay, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। We'll continue our discussion. Sloka number 20. दृष्टं श्रुतं सद्भूत्वा नानुध्यायेन्न संदिशेत्, संस्कृतिं चात्मनाशं च तत्र विद्वान् स आत्मदृक्। One who knows that material happiness, whether good or bad, in this life or in the next, on this planet or on the heavenly planets, is temporary and useless, and that an intelligent person should not try to enjoy or even think of such things, is the knower of the self. Such a self-realized person knows quite well that material happiness is the very cause of continued material existence and forgetfulness of one's own constitutional position. So from here we are understanding, so material happiness is always is bad actually. in this life or in the next life also, in this planet or in the heavenly planets. So it is temporary and useless. So whoever is knowing this, so that person is self-realized person. So there are the two ways actually to realize this. Either one go through the Gnana Marga, that means doing the Nishkama Karma Yoga. By doing the Nishkama Karma Yoga, what is happening? What is the practice in the Nishkama Karma Yoga? So he is doing whatever body is given to him without some specific duty based upon he is a Brahmana body, then he is doing the Brahmanical activities, Kshatriya body, Kshatriya activities. He do that activities and whatever the result is coming, that result karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhumato sangosta karmani. So what Krishna is saying, so you have right to do your duties, but you don't have any right to claim the result of that duties, and you should not get any attachment, and also you should not claim yourself as doer of these activities. So as the doer, also you should not have abhimana for this. So when person do his duties by the body and also not get affected while doing that activities, whether pain come or pleasure come, matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada agama paino tan titiksha bharata. In another place also Krishna is saying, so while doing your duties, whatever the pain and pleasure comes, you tolerate that. And but still you should continue, जारी रखना चाहिए आप जो करना है. और लेकिन जब उस करते समय सुख आए दुख आए दोनों को सहन करो. ऐसा नहीं है कि सुख आया तो इसको छोड़ देंगे, दुख आ रहा है तो इसको छोड़ के और नया पकड़ेंगे, तब तो क्या होगा, वो अभी भी कैसा भौतिक स्तर पर ही रह जाएंगे. तो इसीलिए आप जो आपका धर्म है उसको किसी भी हालत में उसको करते समय सुख भी आ जाए दुख भी आ जाए. अभी तो आप क्षत्रिय है, अभी आपके सामने दादाजी है, दादाजी को मारने से दुख आएगा, दुख आने के कारण अभी दादाजी को से युद्ध करना छोड़ दूंगा तो क्या होगा, अर्जुन कहा किस स्तर पर रहेंगे, भौतिक स्तर पर ही रह जाए. तो इसीलिए आप भले जो भी हैं तो आपका दादाजी भी हो, लेकिन अभी तो आप बॉडी के द्वारा जो भी धर्म आया उसको स्वीकार करके उसको करते समय, उस धर्म को निभाते समय जो भी सुख आएगा दुख आएगा दोनों को सहन करके और उससे जो भी फल आएगा वो धर्म करने से, उस फल को भी मुझे समर्पित करने से, तब क्या होगा, he will come out from the bodily consciousness. This is the purpose of Nishkama Karma Yoga. This is the basic principle in the society. Society used to function on this principle. So even few decades also, if you go, everyone is trying to follow at least some remnants we can see. As the philosophy said in the Bhagavad Gita, that remnants we can see. Whatever my duty, so I will follow that. Whatever it may be pain or pleasure. Such standards were there. But what is the reason behind that standard? Raising the consciousness from bodily platform to soul platform, spiritual platform. This was the principle. Bhagavad Gita's basic teaching this is. So how to lift, that means all the entities, like male, that means all the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, woman, Stri Dharma, everyone try to follow Dharma which is given to the body to realize I am not body, I am soul. So such a self-realized person, then what he will come to the stage of, so stop claiming the whatever the things come out of body, he stop claiming. That is the principle behind the Nishkama Karma Yoga. That means whatever the actions, that's why actually really actions done by whom? Prakrute krimanani gunai karmani sarvasya. Karya karana kartrutve prakritir hetu ruchit. So who is the cause for this? So all the karana, karya and karana, everything is done by whom? Prakriti. Prakriti's gunas are. So that's why Jivatma should realize its constitutional state actually. So for realizing that, so the process is do everyone their duty, but without any, so they should not stop. Now in the society is what? For them sense gratification, material pleasure is the goal. That's why now even he is a Brahmana. So what he is doing? So he will be, if he get more money, more enjoyment, sense gratification, then he will leave it and he will take up that. Then after that, so some more, even more money is coming, more sense gratification is coming, then he is taking up. He is taking up. then what will happen in the society? There will be chaos, fighting, and all the people's consciousness is running behind one thing. Like in the case of, we have seen Mohini Leela also. For their go the Amrita part, all the asuras are fighting. Then what will happen? So they are just grabbing from one hand to another hand. What was grabbed actually? The same way. So then everyone is focusing for the material benefit. Then can you expect any peace in that society? No. Everything, that means everyone use their intelligence how to get more money, and this is the situation of the society. How can you expect any good and peace in that society? It's not possible actually. So that's why, that material reason I am saying, but the fact is Bhagavad Gita teaching is that everyone should be assigned their particular duties and they should follow their duties without any expectation from that, and with tolerating the pain and pleasure while doing that duty. So if they do that, then automatically, so they will realize the Krishna. So amrutatvaya kalpyate. That means they will be getting the amrita. That means they will be realizing himself as soul, and they will be coming out from the material desires and pain and pleasure. So this is the basic principle actually of the basic teaching of Bhagavad Gita. And what in the case of devotees, devotees also will be doing their duties as per the body till the time they fully surrender to the Krishna. So devotees also they do as per their duties, and whatever the outcome come when they do duty, the outcome will come. That outcome they will be leaving to the Lord, and they are offering to the Lord with the love. But in the case of the Jnanis, how they offer? With the detachment they offer. They want to get out, rid of from that result of the karma. So that's why they give out of detachment to the Lord. In the case of the Jnanis, in the case of the devotees, how they give? Out of love they give to the Lord, because they want to develop the some loving relationship with the Lord. So that's it. To develop loving relationship, the outcome whatever is coming from their duties, that they are utilizing for the service actually. This is, so that's it. But in the both cases they are following their duties. The difference is, only thing is, one's objective is developing loving relationship with the Lord, so that's why they're offering the result of their karma to the Lord with love. And in the case of the Jnanis, they want to get rid of from the results of their karma. So that's why they are offering, they also offering to the Lord, but with what? Tyaga buddhi. With the detachment they offer. This is the core difference between the Jnanis and devotees. But devotees also will be doing their duties out of their body only until that state when they surrender fully to the Lord. Once they surrender fully to the Lord, then Krishna what is saying? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. That means you take full shelter on me. Then after that, what you should do? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskura. That means all these activities are reflecting what? Direct devotional services. You should do direct devotional services. Don't keep anything inside, in between. So that means I will do my kshatriya activity and result I will offer. This kind of business, you stop it and do direct devotion to me. So that's why, as a progressive devotee, you have to increase your direct devotional services and try to give the less importance. As much as you advance in your Krishna consciousness, we should try to reduce our bodily duties as a grosthas, as a society members. We should reduce that. That is the sign of progressing.
As the age advances, the body demands more time and attention. When you grow in age, body degenerates, requires more attention and time. How you see how the balance.
Yeah, definitely. So body we just maintain to, because that is the vehicle to travel to our target. So there is also guiding principles how the previous acharyas or previous devotees, our senior devotees, how they are giving importance to their body. So that's why if we read the Bhagavatam and if we read the life stories and if we associate the pure devotees, so how they are giving their importance to their body. So from that we learn actually. So that much, that is the standard actually. How much we should give attention to the body, it will be learned from the live examples. from the gurus. So how much they are concerned about that body. So that's why we should associate. From there we'll learn it. When we serve them, then we'll learn. Okay, next. इत्युक्त्वा नाहुषो जायां तदीयं पूरवे वयः दत्त्वा स्वजनसं तस्मात् आददे विगतस्पृहा. Sukadeva Goswami said, after speaking in this way to his wife, Devayani, King Ayati, who was now free from all material desires, called his youngest son Puru and returned Puru's youth in exchange for his own old age. Uddediya. So he gave it back. Then, this you all know the story. That means when Sukracharya cursed, so Ayati got the old age. Then in the exchange, that means he offered the whole kingdom. So that's why Puru came forward actually. He gave his youthhood and Ayati took that and he enjoyed 1000 years. He enjoyed in that youthhood and he realized only one thing. He cannot satisfy his desires by this body also. His realization is better to leave desires is good instead of gratifying that. So that is his realization and that's why sarcastically he made a small story and he convinced her, his wife also, Devayani. And finally, so he gave that youthhood back to Puru. And he accepted the old age back from Puru. And also, what he did, one more thing, he gave the ownership on the entire kingdom to Puru. And he made other 4 sons into the 4 directions as in charges. On top of these 4, Puru will be the in charge actually, the final. Disi dakshina purvasyam druhyum dakshinato yadum pratityam turvasum chakra udichyam anumishwaram. King Yayati gave the southeast to his son Druhyu, the south to his son Yadu, the west to his son Turvasu, and north to his son Anu. In this way he divided the kingdom. Bhumandalasya sarvasya पुरुमर्हत्तमं दिशाम् अभिषिच्याग्रजांस्तस्य वशे स्थाप्य वनं ययो. Yayati enthroned his youngest son Puru as the emperor of the entire world and the proprietor of all its riches. And he placed all the other sons who were older than Puru under Puru's control. आसेवितं वर्षपूगान् षड्वर्गं विषयेषु सः क्षणेनामुमे च नीढं जातपक्षा इव द्विजा. Having enjoyed sense gratification for many years, O King Parikshit, Ayati was accustomed to it, but he gave it up entirely in a moment, just as a bird flies away from the nest as soon as its wings have grown. So, by hearing these kind of stories, so we will realize something at least. We try to reduce our desires and reduce and reduce and reduce. That's why Bhagavatam is a medicine actually. So, with full attention and with focus, hearing Bhagavatam will make us so to come out from this material disease, Bhavaroga. That Maharaja Ayati was immediately liberated from the bondage of conditioned life is certainly astonishing. But the example given here it is appropriate. A teeny baby bird, dependent fully on its father and mother even to eat, suddenly flies away from the nest when its wings have grown. Similarly, if one fully surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, note this point, fully surrender. फुल शब्द का अर्थ हम लोग अपना इमेजिनेशन से नहीं रखते. फुल माने हम लोग सोचते हैं इतना फुल है. फुल माने फुल. जितना हम लोगों को कन्वीनियंट है फॉलो करने के लिए उतना फुल का शब्द का अर्थ दे देते हैं बस. इससे बाकी सब पोस्ट बंद करके चलते जाते हैं. वो लिखते बार फुल, लेकिन उसका अर्थ हम लोग लेते अपना मन के अनुसार.
इसलिए प्रभुपाद कोई स्कोप नहीं छोड़ते हैं।
हाँ, वो नहीं छोड़ना चाहते लेकिन हम लोग लेते हैं क्योंकि उस शब्द का अर्थ को हम लोग घटा देते हैं। कुछ लोग जैसे अभी दही बेचने वाले दूध बेचने वाले वो थोड़ा सा कम डालते हैं और बोलते हैं ये दिल तो बोलते फुल डालना ये तो फुल है ऐसे ही है ना। बिजनेस करने वाले ऐसे करते हैं ना, यही फुल है बस। तो मैंने हम लोग भी अपना कन्वीनियंस के अनुसार फुल शब्द का अर्थ लेकर तो ड्रैग करते रहते, चलो पोस्टपोन करते रहते, बाद में करेंगे बाद में करेंगे। मैंने सेटिस्फाई हो जाते बस हम भी जैसा बोले हैं वैसा कर रहे हैं ऐसे। लेकिन इसलिए एक बार इसीलिए हम लोगों को साधु गुरु का आवश्यकता होता है। जब साधु लोग और गुरु लोग तो याद करते हैं हम लोगों को, अरे भाई आपका अभी भी इधर है, अभी भी इधर आप अटैच है, इधर रुका है और आगे बढ़ो। इसलिए जरूरी है जहां जहां हम लोग रुकेंगे और चित्त में भी जैसे हम लोग जितना जितना हम लोग भगवान के प्रति शरणागत होंगे, चैत्य गुरु भी होते हैं। भगवान चित्त में भी बैठकर हम लोगों को मार्गदर्शन देते रहते, बेटा अभी तो ये गलती है, ये अभी अभी भी इधर रुका हुआ है, तुम तो आगे बढ़ो, ऐसा बोलते रहते हैं। फिर भी हम वो लोग कभी कभी उसको भी सुनना बंद करके अपना ही चलाते रहते हैं। So similarly, if one fully surrenders to the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, one is immediately liberated from the bondage of conditioned. When you fully surrender, then Krishna will take care. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I will take care then. Till now, whatever you did, that everything I will take care. Because now I am the in charge. Because you are surrendering everything to me. All that means whatever you have, your body, your mind, your speech, your intelligence, your everything, and also you yourself, everything you submit to the Lord, then whatever is there, then that is my responsibility now. What to do and how to do. That is Krishna. That's why anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam rakshayishyati iti viswasaha goptrutve varanam atmanivedanam and karpanyam. These are all the, this is a very important subject matter actually. These 6 limbs of the Sharanagati, so is there in the whole Bhagavatam actually. One should be intelligent enough to see in every narration, in every devotee, we should try to see these aspects actually and try to meditate on that and try to imbibe that in our devotional service. In us, that is our practice actually, that is our sadhana. When we fully surrender, then Lord will take care of everything. But when we surrender only some amount, then Lord also, ye yathama prapadyante, tam sadaiva bhajami. So the amount you surrender to me, that much only I will take care, not more. But you are giving 1 rupee and expecting 1,000. No. The amount of surrender you have, that much responsibility he will take. Not that, oh, I am doing this much service, then you have to take care of everything. No. Nobody can cheat him. One is immediately liberated from the bondage of conditioned life, as promised by the Lord Himself. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. As stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha. So, Kirata Huna Andhra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhira Sumbha Yavana and the Khasa races are even other addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Okay. Next. Sayatra nirmukta samasta sangha atmanubhutya viduta trilinga paremale brahmani vasudeve leve gatim bhagavatim pratita. Because King Ayati completely surrendered unto the Supreme Person. These words are adjectives for this, are very important. Completely surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, he was freed from all contamination of the material modes of nature. Lord is saying, when you fully surrender, then only he'll be taking care and he's cleaning all the papas. So, sarvadharman paritijya mamekam sharanam vraja. Then only he is saying that aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshesha. All the papas I will liberate you. Otherwise, what? You have to take the result of that your papa. Share. Because of his self-realization, he was able to fix his mind upon the transcendence. Parabrahman Vasudeva. And thus he ultimately achieved the position of an associate of the Lord. श्रुत्वाघातां देवयानी मेने प्रस्तोभमात्मनः स्त्रीपुंसो स्नेहवैक्लव्यात् परिहासामिवेरितम्. When Devayani heard Maharaj Yayati's story of the he-goat and she-goat, she understood that this story, which was presented as if a funny joke for entertainment between husband and wife, was intended to awaken her to her constitutional position. She also understood. When one actually awakens from material life, one understands his real position as an eternal servant of Krishna. This is called liberation. Muktir hitvanyatha rupam sarupena vyavastitihi. Under the influence of Maya, everyone living in this material world thinks that he is the master of everything. Ahankara vimudatma kartahamiti manyati. One thinks there is no God or controller and that one is independent and can do anything. This is the material condition. And when one awakens from his ignorance, he is called liberated. Okay, now we'll finish this chapter. Sa sannivasam suhrudam prapayamiva gacchatam vigneshwara tantranam maya virichitam prabho sarvatra sangamusrujya स्वप्नौपम्येन भार्गवी कृष्णे मनः समाविश्य व्यधुनो लिंगरात्मना. This font is having problems. व्यधुनो lingama. Thereafter, Devayani, the daughter of Sukracharya, understood that the materialistic association of husband, friends, and relatives is like the association in a hotel full of tourists. Like passengers in the train, just sitting for some time and after that we should leave. So, husband, friends, relatives are like just a hotel you go and sometimes you will be them and then after that leaving, same way. The relationships of society, friendship, and love are created by the Maya of the Supreme Personality of Godhead exactly as in a dream. By the grace of Krishna, Devayani give up her imaginary position in the middle. How she was having pride. She was feeling that I am the Brahmana's daughter and I am great and you are just, she was telling to the Sarmishta, you are just a king's daughter and your father is following my father's instructions and he is always in the guidance of my father. But Sarmishta was saying, we just throw some bucks and then your family is maintained by my money, my father's money. Then Devayan is reacting to that and your father always takes shelter of my father and you can see my father's power, how much he is having. So like that, I will make you now my servant. Finally, she made. So much pride she was having. Now, she understood everything is out of what? Because of the body only. Atma is completely pure and it doesn't have any kind of the so permanent relationship with this body and the any things which are produced in the body. All these ego, pride, whatever that means, envy, jealousy, all they are produced where? They are all produced in this subtle body only, not in the soul. Soul constitutionally pure and always it is chinmayam. Soul cannot be contaminated actually. It is always pure. And Maya is not taking anything from that soul. No. So I gave also example actually. Nothing is taken away from the soul. Everything is with that only. The only thing it has to do, it stop claiming So relationship with the body, that's all. And it should turn and it should so start establishing relationship with the Lord. So through the bhakti. By the grace of Krishna, Devayani gave up her imaginary position in the material world. Completely fixing her mind upon Krishna, she achieved liberation from the gross and subtle bodies. One should be convinced that he is a spirit soul, part and parcel of Supreme Brahman, Krishna, but has somehow or other been. That means to come to this point clearly, to this consciousness, there are so many stages actually. That means initially we might be keep on carrying few more things. Soul means this also has soul. But as much as you purify your knowledge, as much as you purify your understanding, then you will come to the finest understanding and finest thing. That means soul is completely pure and it's different. So that will come, and then also on top of that, this is being a part and parcel of the Lord, and it is just to serve. The duty of the soul is eternally to serve the Lord. So this understanding, that means as much as you read Bhagavatam and as much as you hear from the sadhus, so as much as you hear from the gurus, then your understanding get cleaned actually. All your doubts will be nullified and all your understanding will be purified. So that will make us so more and more Krishna conscious. So that's why we should not stop hearing. We keep on hearing, and hearing also not just hearing. Hearing should be done with the contemplation actually, with the so properly contemplate on that and try to understand. Don't be postpone that. If you postpone, then your understanding about the soul and the Lord will not be purified, and that will not going to help you actually. That kind of misunderstanding will not make you to surrender fully to the Lord. So that's why one should be in the mode of goodness and try to come close to the truth by regular hearing and understanding. One's only business is only business. Only business means only family business, father business, mother business. This is not business actually. Now we keep on carrying this because of still we have attachment and we don't have full surrender to the Lord because we carry. But what one's only business is to become Krishna conscious and render service unto Krishna as extensively as possible for living being. Note this point. There is no limit for your service. Now, in a polluted state, okay, we do our bodily needs and we feel this and we satisfy all these duties, and then sometime we'll keep and we'll do bhakti. This is beginning actually. We are not discouraging doing that. But where to reach actually one? Only business. My business is only 24 hours chanting Krishna and remembering Krishna and serving Krishna and hearing Krishna. So this is the only business. So one's only business to become Krishna conscious and render service unto Krishna as extensively as possible. So this every year and every time it should increase actually, and you should reduce wherever non-Krishna conscious areas are there. That you have to understand. So reduce, cut down, cut down, cut down, cut down. Cut down the family business and increase your Krishna conscious business. Direct services, distributing books, serving the deities, chanting the holy names, serving the Bhagavatam, spreading the Krishna's teachings. It should be increased. Where the Krishna is the object for that activity. Now, hearing activity. So, hearing activity, you might be hearing as a boss, all your employees, and the result, some salary you are getting, and that you are offering to the Lord. Then, in this case, hearing, of course, this activity can become, this hearing also become bhakti, but it is not direct bhakti. You are hearing your boss or you are hearing your employees and for that you are getting some salary, and that salary you are giving to the Lord. This hearing is direct hearing? No. Hearing Krishna's past tense is direct hearing. So that's why initially you might be here, but you should come to the direct devotional activities more and more, which are explained by Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita 64 limbs. One should increase that as much as possible, extensively as possible for living being. In this way, one is liberated from material bondage by the grace of Krishna. Devayani attained this state through the instructions of her husband. Namastubhyam Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vedase Sarvabhutadi Vasaya Shantaya Gruhate Namaha. O Lord Vasudeva, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the creator of the entire cosmic manifestation. You live as the super soul in everyone's heart and are smaller than the smallest, yet you are greater than the greatest and all pervading. You appear completely silent, having nothing to do, but this is due to your all pervading nature and your fullness in all opulence. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. How Devayani became self realized by the grace of her great husband. This is the duty of husband. Husband should help wife so to get liberated, actually, to become Krishna conscious. Marayeti is described here. Describing such a realization is another way of performing the bhakti process. Shunvatam sakatam Vishnu smaranam padase Shravanam kirtanam Vishnu smaranam padasevanam archanam vandanam dasyam sakyam atma nivedam. These are the duties, direct devotional activities. One should perform as extensively as possible as a living entity being. We should perform these activities. Are especially important. By hearing from her husband about the greatness of Lord Vasudeva, Devayani certainly became convinced and surrendered herself unto the lotus. Surrender is the, what is the outcome of hearing? Surrender is the outcome. So hearing outcome is developing faith. Faith symptom is surrender. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of 9th canto, 19th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled King Yayati achieves liberation. Next, the dynasty of Kuru. Sri Badarayani Ruvacha Pururvamsham Pravakshami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vamsha Brahma Vamshascha Jagnire. Now only a few slokas are just, it is a family plus a dynasty. It is being explained. Who is taking birth from whom? So that we go quickly, then after that we will stop and Dushyanta story will come. So there are a lot of things we to learn. Sukadeva Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaja Bharata, I shall now describe the dynasty of Kuru, because Yayati is having 5 sons. Youngest son is Kuru. Now we go with the Kuru's dynasty, in which you were born. Parikshit also comes under Puru. Puru and from Kuru comes, and from Kuru, actually we can see. So Shantanu and from Shantanu. So like this we can further continuation of all these Dhritarashtra and all this. Kauravas and Pandavas and Parikshit. In which many saintly kings appeared, and from which many dynasties of Brahmanas began. So see, this caste system is not based upon birth. You can see some places. So he is a king and his some few sons are becoming Brahmanas also. And he is a Brahmana and his sons becoming kings also. So that's why Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Goswami Maharaj establishes, taking all these examples in his Brahmanas and Vaishnava essay. So caste decision, deciding of the Varna should not be based upon birth, should be based upon qualities. There are many historical instances by which we can understand that from Kshatriya, many Brahmanas have been born. and that from Brahmanas many Kshatriyas have born. The Lord Himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnam Maya system Gunakarma Vibhagasha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. So that's a Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Anyone read that? 1910. So in the year of 1910, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writing a letter to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj. So we went through this letter. No? So in this letter, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing. So at the Bhaktivinoda Thakur time, and even now also, we can see the caste Brahmanas, they have so much pride. And they don't have any respect for the Vaishnavas who are taking birth in a lower families. So you are maybe in the Sudra family or in the Vaishya family and you are Vaishnava and doing service to the Lord fully. So still these caste Brahmanas, they have so much pride of their birth and thinking that these Vaishnavas are so cheap and they used to consider Vaishnavas are with the body, Jivatma buddhi. That means they are seeing even these Vaishnava and is not respecting, they are not respecting Vaishnavas as they should be respected. And they are committing offense. So that's why to stop this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was writing a letter to Bhakti Siddhanta. He was saying in that letter, what he was saying, so this Daiva Varnashrama Dharma has to be established. When one take up the holy name, so now that means by the holy name, once all the prarabdha karma also will be destroyed. So that means even if he take the birth in the Sudra's family because of his prarabdha karma, because of the holy name, everything is finished. Now, such a person, Savanaya Kalpate, even though we can see in the Devahutis, so teachings to the Devahutis. So there, Savanaya Kalpate, that means even a dog eater is now eligible to do the Somayaga. That means Jivatma will come whoever taking the holy name. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to establish Daiva Varnashram Dharma. That means those people who take up the Krishna consciousness process, those who take up the holy name, they are not lesser than the Vaishnava, they are not lesser than the so-called caste Brahmanas. And based upon the qualities, you divide the society. And you give, even he is taking birth in Brahmana, in Sudra family, if he is a Vaishnava, and if he develop the qualities of Brahmana, and you identify them as a Brahmana and show to the society that they are not lesser than the so-called caste Brahmanas. He wanted this kind of society to be established. So that's why he wrote a letter to this. So that's why Prabhupada also emphasized this Chaturvarnam Maya system Gunakarma Vibhagasha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. Okay, we'll go to the next. One more thing. Yallakshanam Proktam. This is also one more place. Narada Muni was saying. Therefore, regardless of family in which one takes birth, when one is qualified with the symptoms of particular section, he is to be described accordingly. Yallakshanam Proktam. One's place in the Varna division of the society is determined according to one's symptoms or qualities. This is maintained everywhere in the Shastra. So that's why based upon qualities, those are identified as particular Varna and not based upon birth. Birth is secondary consideration. But you can see some places as based upon birth also, because there you should understand automatically he has quality also. But birth is not a standalone decision factor to decide someone's Varna. Birth is secondary factor. The first consideration is one's qualities and activities. We don't reject birth, but that is not the whole and sole factor. Janame jayo yabhut puro prachinvans tatsutastatah pravirota manusuryo tasmat charupado bhavat. King Janamejaya was born of this dynasty of Kuru. Janamajaya's son was Prachinvan and his son was Pravira. Thereafter, Pravira's son was Manusyu, and from Manusyu came the son named Charupada. Tasya Sadyura Bhutputras Tasmat Bahugavastata Samyatistasyaham yati Raudrashvastatsutah smrutah. The son of Charupada was Sudyu, and the son of Sudyu was Bahugava. Bahugava's son was Samyati. From Samyati came a son named Ahamyati, and from whom Rudrasrava was born. These names nowadays are not in use. Samyati, Charupada, Sudyu, Bahugava. ऋतेयस्तस्य कक्षेयुः स्तण्डिल्येयुः कृतेयुकः जलेयुः सन्नतेयुश्च धर्मसत्यव्रतेयः दशतेः पुत्रा वनेयुश्चावमः स्मृतः धृताच्चामिन्द्रियाणि वा मुख्यस्य जगदात्मनः. Rudrashava had 10 sons named Riteyu, Kaksheyu, Standilyeyu, Kriteyuka, Jaleyu, Santeyu, Dharmeyu, Satyeyu, Vrateyu, and Vaneyu. Of these 10 sons, Vaneyu was the youngest. And as the 10 sons, which are products of universal life, act under the control of life, these 10 sons of Rudrasrava acted under Rudrasrava's full control. All of them were born of Apsara named Gritachi. Riteyoranti navo bhut trayastasyatmajan nripa sumadhiridro pratirata kanvo pratirathatmaja. Riteyu had a son named Rantinava, who had 3 sons named Sumati, Dhruva, and Apratirata. Apratirata had only one son whose name was Kanva. Tasya medati tistasmat praskannadya dvijatayah putro bhut sumaterebir Dushyantastatsuto Mata. Dushmanta. Dushyanta. Ya is not there. Ma. Dushmanta. The son of Kandva was Methatiti, whose sons, all Brahmanas, were headed by Praskanna. The son of Rantinava, named Sumati, had a son named Rebhi. Maharaj Dushmanta is well known as the son of Rebhi. This is the here story. इधर रुकेगा स्टोरी इधर से. Rebhi's son is Dushmanta, means Dushyanta. We all know as Dushyanta. Here it is said in the book Dushmanta. Dushmanto mrugayam yataha kanvashrama padam gataha tatrasinam swaprabhaya mandayantim ramamiva vilokya satyo mumuhe deva mayami vastriyam babhashe tam vararoham bhatai katipayai vrata. Once when King Dushmanta went to the forest to hunt and was very much fatigued, he approached the residence of Kanva Muni. There he saw a most beautiful woman who looked exactly like the goddess of fortune and who sat there illuminating the entire ashram by her effulgence. The king was naturally attracted by her beauty and therefore he approached her accompanied by some of his soldiers and spoke to her. Sorry. So in Mahabharata it is explained in page number 208. The whole story comes. This translation is also not bad actually. No mistakes. It's a storyline only. Gita Press. Mahabharata. You can find slokas also. That's why it is very convenient to use. There you can see the Kanva Muni's ashram is described, and about Shakuntala is also being described. Shakuntala name came from the word Shakunta birds. She was saved by the Shakunta birds. Bird name is Shakunta. La means Lati. Yam. Shakuntala. Shakuntaha. Shakuntaha means birds. Lati Yam. That means जिसको शकुंता बर्ड्स बचाया उन्हीं का नाम है शकुंतला. तो उनकी माँ मेनका जन्म तो दी है और छोड़ के चली गई हिमालय के ऊपर एक नदी के किनारे. और उस छोटी बच्ची ऐसा सो रही थी, तब उनको बचाने के लिए टू सेव हर दिस शकुंता बर्ड फ्रॉम द मेनी eagles and others they can eat everything. But to save her, these Shakanta birds they were spreading their wings and they protected her actually by hiding her behind their wings. And these many birds, and when they saw there in that river, so to do regular daily achaman and bathing, Kanvamuni came. Immediately all these birds, so they fell on the lotus feet of the so Kanvamuni, and they begged, this girl is protected till now by us, and we cannot protect her further. So please, with the sweet voice, these Shakunta birds were speaking actually very sweetly. Bird language, rishis also they know actually their language. Birds also have language. And then Kanvamuni takes her, and he takes her, and he grow up her as a child actually, her own daughter. And that is the Shakuntala story. So one day what happened? This Dushyanta is a king, is a powerful king and a Rabi's son. And he went for hunting and slowly he was crossing and various forests, and finally he reached to the canvas. Like that he is roaming in the forest, and such a beautiful forest this, and also in that a beautiful place is described in the Mahabharata very wonderfully about the canvas ashram. So how to build a ashram also is described here. How it should look. So there, when he saw this Shakuntala is there in that ashram. At that time, Kanvarishi is not there in the ashram. And other people, they are practicing their sadhana, and along with his soldiers. So he entered there and he saw a beautiful girl, and her name is Shakuntala. By seeing her, what happened? And so Shakuntala received him. Actually, in the Mahabharata it comes. And she gave Padyam, Argyam, and all the things. That means whenever guest come, so and that too he is a king. And she give all the basic, the sistachar, whatever, as per that. And she served him, and then after that, she asked, what is the purpose of coming to this ashram? What do you want? Then what he said? See this. तद्दर्शन प्रमुदितः सन्निवृत्ता परिश्रमः पप्रच्चा काम संतप्तः प्रहसन् श्लक्षणया गिरा. Seeing the beautiful woman, the king was very much enlivened, and the fatigue of his hunting excursion was relieved. He was, of course, very much attracted because of lusty desires, and thus he inquired from her as follows in a joking mood. In Mahabharata, there's a big story. Before, there are so many dialogues are there. All are cut down, and because dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsarana. That's why dharma projita kaitava. That means all the sistrachar, this dharma, that dharma, male dharma, female dharma, guest dharma, all are finished here. That means the lengthy they will not be discussed. Discussed somewhere. That too what? With the goal of pure devotion only. Establishing pure devotion only, that too discussed. But they are not like that. But in the Mahabharata, if you see, there's so many like that. To reach this, at least 2 chapters are there in between actually to this sloka in Mahabharata. So much Shishtachar is being explained in the Mahabharata. So that's why, but Vasudev That's the problem, na? Vasudev already, Narad Muni already scolded him. That's why he doesn't want to do that thing. No, I will not do that. So, because in the Mahabharata and also other Puranas, he glorified Bhakti also definitely, but the way he glorified the Dharma, Artha, Kama, so in that way he didn't glorify the Bhakti. And which are really not useful so much and not given so much importance. Those were given so much importance and which has to be given so much importance, that is not given importance actually. This is the mistake he did. And that's why now here Vasudev is not going to take so much time in describing the conversation between the Dushyanta and Shakuntala. So then after that, so he is speaking like this. Ka tvam ka kamala patrakshi kasyasi hridayangami kim svichikishitam tatra bhavatya nirjanevani. Oh beautiful lotus-eyed woman, who are you? Whose daughter are you? What purpose do you have in this solitary forest? Why are you staying here? One second. This is yeah. Dushyant also is having. Dushyanta also gives introduction to it. Kamala, my Rajarshi Mahatma, Ilil Kaputra. He gives, she asks actually, who are you before this? Those dialogues are finished. Then, so she says that I am daughter of Kanva, she says. But here in the Mahabharata, directly she is staying in the next loka. व्यक्तं राजन्यतनयां वेद्म्यहं त्वां सुमद्य मे न हि चेतः पौरवाणाम् अधर्मे रमते क्वचित्. O most beautiful one, it appears to my mind that you must be daughter of a Kshatriya. Because I belong to Kuru dynasty, my mind never endeavors to enjoy anything irreligiously. This is a lot of that means it came so many. This is over actually. These are all over and it came to here actually. So that means before what happened actually when she came to that ashram. So first she asked why you came, and then he introduced himself. I am the Kalila. That means Revi. I don't know here the what is that Kalila? Na? What is the name is given? Ilil. So Ilil's son. But there we are seeing Revi, na Dushman. So part of different names. One can have different names. Okay. So this he asked, then she explains to her, explains to him. So he is out of house, his father, and Katvam kasyas sushroni kimardam chagatam vanam. This is the sloka in Mahabharata. Same thing we have seen in Bhagavatam. This one. Yes. Yeah. Katvam kamala patrakshi. Katvam kasyas sushroni here. Sushroni means जिसका कमर पतला है वो. किमर्थम चागता वनम एवं रूप गुणोपेता कुतस्त्वमसि शोभने. Next darshanadi hi subete. And then he says, so and he himself is answering, definitely you are the Kshatriya's daughter. What is the reason why he is saying? Because in that time they used to follow dharma so strictly, they will not get any desire in their mind which is irreligious against the dharma. So a unmarried king can definitely select a wife. He has independence actually. So there is nothing wrong. Dushyanta getting the desire to marry a girl is not a wrong thing. But if he get desire to marry a girl other than his caste, then that is wrong actually. But they have such a purity in their heart, they will never get. So now, because he is saying, if we see here, he is saying, he has seen so many girls. That means अन्यान ऋषिपुत्रियों अपने से भिन्न वर्ण की कुमारियों तथा पराई स्त्रियों और भी मेरे मन की गति नहीं होती. माने वो देख चुके ऑलरेडी बहुत बार, बहुत लड़कियों को देख, लेकिन उनका मन कभी भी वैसा नहीं गया जैसा इनकी प्रति जाए. तो इसीलिए वो बोल रहे हैं कि जरूर आप क्षत्रिय कन्या ही होगा, भले आप आश्रम में रह रहे, लेकिन मैं तो नहीं मानूंगा आप एक किसी ऋषि का बेटी है करके, नहीं मानूंगा. क्योंकि मेरा मन में ऐसा विचार कभी नहीं है कि एक ऋषि का कन्या को मैं वर्ण करूं, ये तो नहीं होता है. इतना माने इतना धर्म का अवलंबन करने वाले में कभी भी अधार्मिक विचार आएगा ही नहीं. ये मेन पॉइंट है. So of course he has, being a young man and young king, he can have desire to have female, but that also dharma artha kama also will be based upon dharma only. They will be getting the desires also. That's the main point. Becoming lust is not a wrong thing because he's a king. He can get married and he can get desires, but his point is, I will not get any religious desire. So, but what she was saying, so actually, if you see, Bhagavatam is a finishing story here. Almost it appears, then he says, then Shakuntala is saying that Viswamitra Jevaham Tyakta Menakayavane Vaitad Bhagavan Kanvo Veera Kim Karavamate. So she is replying directly, but in the Mahabharata you don't see. She's not replying directly. She says that I am Kanvas. So she's, you see here, Shakuntala Vacha. What she is saying? So राजन, ये सब बात तो मुझे जिस प्रकार ज्ञात हो है, मेरा जन्म आदि पूर्व काल में जिस प्रकार, बिफोर दैट शी सेज, तो मैं जिस प्रकार कण्व मुनि पुत्री हूं, और सब वृत्तांत ठीक ठीक बता रही हूं, सुनिए. सो शी सेज दैट कण्व मुनि पुत्री, then she gives the, actually I heard from my father was saying to another rishi about my birth. So like that she opens the whole story actually. So what happened with the Viswamitra and Menaka one day, the whole story comes. Then after that, so she clarifies, and we will stop here today. And Monday. Thank you very much. Any questions?
व्यास देव जी ने महाभारत को एडिट किया और द चेस्टाइजेशन ऑफ नारायण.
Yeah.